Man, it's just one of them days. Had to hit my nigga Trail up like, homie, let's turn the mic on. Let me give it up for y'all, man. This real life experience is getting heavy on the niggas. 39 out here in the streets, thought I done seen it all. I'm still seeing more bullshit.
With the world, it's your boy Fo Trey, Dub City Records, catching up with Miss Tijuana of Mamarazzi magazine. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you so much.
Man, I like to say, appreciate you taking the time to sit down with your boy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump right off into this. Okay, so for those that want to know, you know what I'm saying, why this magazine? Where did it come from?
Mainly this magazine came about, it was originally from the streets almost 10 years ago. And the first person who I ever interviewed was Donovan XV Johnson. And as you all know, he's now signed to Warner Brothers. But I basically just wanted to shed light on aspiring artists, people who are obviously trying to attain, independent record labels, also getting a major deal. And so it was really important for me to be able to interview them and captivate through telling their stories. So
I can dig it. So for everybody out there thinking, you know what I'm saying, this is just some little blog or something, you know what I'm saying, this is official. She done went to school for this, complain how you want to, but your cats can't do nothing without it, you know what I'm saying? So let's keep it pushing. Like, what's your goal? What you trying to do?
My goal is really just to be able to, whether these artists make it or not, that's not important. I really just want to be able to make them feel like celebrities right here in their own city. So, when people are yelling this whole 316 up, it's something that I really do live by. It's about making sure that I'm, putting on for the city by telling these stories of these local artists. When these people walk up to you and they give you a CD or whatever, format that their work is in, it's important that you know their story and their backdrop. And so that was always important for me. Okay, so
like, what a local artist got to do, you know what I'm saying, to try to get his position up in there? How we got to get in touch?
Really, there's, I'm willing to cover anybody. I just ask that it be newsworthy. So it's not enough that you put out, a mixtape 6 months ago or in the summer of 2011. It's real important that, you have a product that I'm able to speak about and promote. And so I want to promote with you. And so it's just important that they be out here networking, right, participating in the different events, going and showing support to other local artists at different events. And
relevant to the scene, in other words.
Relevant to the scene, so.
Hell yeah, that's what it is. So it's like, we done seen a few of your covers, you know what I'm saying? It caused a little controversy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, who decides and how do you go about deciding, you know what I'm saying, what you're going to do with the next interview and who gets to,
I am a one-woman band.
Okay.
But mainly, and like you said, I did go to school for this. And so, I'm well adversed with being able to choose, the best people, to put in for that month. If I don't get to them right then and there, I'm going to eventually get to them. And so, I have no particular bias with the artists who I feature. I'm just looking for, my job is to be able to sell this publication and be able to make sure that I'm able to maximize on how many people are reading the magazine each month. And so, obviously it's going to be controversial sometimes, like the 10 to Watch, which gave me a major headache, and people
a lot of hurt feelings out there.
It was a lot of hurt feelings, and so many people felt like they had been overlooked, like I didn't choose the top 10 rappers. Well, not only was it not all rappers, I had a DJ on there. Of course, I had, I had James Paul on there, who's a singer, Sarah Myers, who, makeup artist in Wichita. Right. So mainly, I wasn't saying that these are the best people in Wichita. I was saying that these are the people who I want to highlight. And really, this is my avenue to be able to do that. So a bit of an artist also choosing the people who I would like, people to take note of. And so that's what I did with the 10 to Watch. And it was controversial because so many people, got caught up in the fact that they thought that it was the top 10 to watch. And it wasn't. It was the 10 to watch. Right. And it was Mamarazzi's 10 to watch.
Right.
It wasn't,
so y'all can stop inboxing them death threats and all that shit. Soft ass niggas out here with that crybaby shit, man. Just get active, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, had they went about it the right way and really just picked up the magazine, read it, and there were people who talked, you know, they talked a bunch of crap about the magazine, and they came out to my release party where the 10 to Watch was there. I'm not gonna lie, that magazine sold effortlessly because it was so controversial. But people who spoke ill of it before it came out, you know, read the magazine right there at Club Liquid, sat down, and when they got up after they read it, they said, not only did they give me my props, but they understood why I picked those people. And so, you know, people are always going to have their feeling about, you know, anything that I do, but it's no different than, you know, and that's why I say it's a bit of me being an artist, because there's people who, you know, don't produce good music, or there's people who produce music, or you know, they make music that other people don't like, and everybody has their opinion about it. And
for them, it ain't made a connection. It ain't art. Okay, so she's putting a pen to the paper like we do, and she's published like most of us ain't. Most of y'all ain't. My shit is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is art at work, in your face. You know what I'm saying? Get down and get out the way. Real spill. So like on a personal tip, you know what I'm saying? What's something you listen to? What's something you got bumping out in your car if we went out and listened to your CD player?
Right now, I'm listening to new stuff that's coming from Be Easy, from Trip Game of BIV. So that's what I'm mainly listening to right now. But, you know, honestly, I get so much music sent to me on a day-to-day basis that, you know, there's things that I really, really like that I hear, and that's the stuff that I'm playing over and over again. But, you know, definitely listening to different stuff that's coming out from all artists in Wichita. And so whether I like you or not, I'm still listening to your music and saying, hey, if it makes a good story, if this is somebody who needs to be featured. So.
Definitely. If you want to send out a little bit of information out there, in your opinion, what's the best way for artists coming up, you know, reading the magazines, watching the show, to really get noticed, you know what I'm saying, without no team? Because a lot of these cats ain't got no team.
Well, the thing about it is they need to actually get a team. You know, that's maybe the most important thing. And I say that because, you know, even if there's somebody who, you know, I listen to their music and I don't particularly like, and I promise there have been artists whose music I don't really like, but if their people are telling me, hey, you need to contact him, he's working hard, you know, he has good music, and even if I don't like it, I'm forced to do that because that's what the people want. And so some people don't do that. As soon as, you know, they tell me, hey, you know, I got this CD that's coming out, and I've already seen you because I've been watching you on Facebook. You've already pushed your mixtape project back 4 times. You know, and, you know, the long anticipated as mixtape. And you expect me to utilize this next magazine that I have to feature you, and you don't even have your graphics
and
together.
Spend money on it. Costs money to make that shit, y'all.
It costs money, and you're, you know, doing this experimental thing in your basement, and it doesn't even matter, you know, and I don't talk bad about that, but you're doing this experimental thing and you're expecting me to turn around and create a story out of it. And so that's been my main issue. And, you know, and I'm not a diva, so to speak, and so I'm willing to work with anybody. And there's people who have got at me on Facebook, and you know who you are, but I'm still willing to work with those people because really what it's about, and I don't hold grudges, I'm very forgiving. I don't too much care about that because that's what comes with the territory, but at least give me an opportunity. If I can't get to you in the month of June, let me get back with you, you know, in August or something, you know, when you actually have your product out and I'm able to listen to it.
For sure.
You know,
because you can't build, you know, some fame out of nothing. Gotta give you something to work with.
Absolutely.
Well, we at the park, you know what I'm saying? I normally be like, who you be busting with, but I know you solo dolo out here, so you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and send it to the shouts out part. Anybody you want to send shouts out to that you've been working with or
Absolutely.
whatever?
Definitely want to shout out people who have been with me forever. You know, Danielle Johnson, definitely Shire Williams, my entire family, but also just any artist who, you know, really gives me this opportunity, because it's not just you contacting me for the interview, it's you even, you know, adding relevance to the fact that I'm doing this magazine and you respect it, and it's important, you know, because even these artists who are frustrated about not being in it, all it tells me is that it is important for them. It's a stepping stone for them to be featured in the magazine. So that adds to the relevance of me even being able to do that. So I appreciate each of them. I also appreciate the support of the DJs also, and everyone who's out here trying to put on for the city.
Right, because what you add into the game is a whole nother lane. You know what I'm saying? It's much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send that out from everybody that ain't been on there and all the little haters and naysayers on the side. You know what I'm saying? Keep drinking your haterade. That's what it is. Well, like I said before, I appreciate you taking the time. You know what I'm saying? And 316 up.
Thank you so
And
much.
after that is about to fall off. It's dedicated to my nigga Sir Course. Told me to rap about this shit. That's what it is.